morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Friday, everyone. Today is National Wear Red Day, and this is a day that's dedicated to raising awareness about heart disease, the leading cause of death for both men and women. By wearing red, we are showing support for the millions affected by cardiovascular disease and standing in solidarity for healthier hearts. Heart disease doesn't always come with the obvious warning signs, which is why understanding symptoms like chest pain, shortness of breath, and fatigue is so important. Recognizing them early in life can actually be life-saving. So today I'm so excited to have a director from the American Heart Association joining me alongside a survivor of heart disease willing to share her story. And later it's time for another epic discounts at epic prices. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
February is Heart Month, and today we're putting a spotlight on the most vital organ in your body, your heart. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. So today we are going red for women and learning more about prevention. And joining us this morning from the American Heart Association, Fort Wayne, is Shauna Flory, their development director, and Maddie Kluffenstein, who is this year's Woman of Impact nominee. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
This is such an important organization and really an important topic that I think needs more and more conversation so that we can have awareness. Because one thing that we all have in common is that we all have a heart that beats and we have to keep it healthy. So let's start off, Shauna, by just really talking about the American Heart Association Fort Wayne and how you all contribute to this topic and what you have going on this year.
Yeah, so this year we have some exciting things going on. Our biggest program that we run is our Go Red for Women program, which is scheduled for May 15th this year, which I'm happy that you're going to be joining us for that. And then next month, we're actually going to be hosting our STEM Goes Red, which is a youth program, grades 9 through 12. It brings in mentors and different companies to come in and share their experience with the students to hopefully encourage them to pursue a career in STEM. So some of the things that we do here in Fort Wayne, obviously education, awareness, spreading awareness, raising awareness through our campaign Go Red for Women and our new one this year, which is our Women of Impact. And then continuing the education around CPR awareness. So what our goal is for this year is we want to be a nation of lifesavers. So our goal is to create a bystander awareness. So if you see someone that goes down on the street or someone in your workplace, we want to be able to be confident in our CPR skills that we can save the life of a friend, a neighbor, or a family member.
Yeah, absolutely. And today is National Go Red Day, or National Wear Red Day for Heart Month. And so what does this day mean? And why will people see a sea of red as they walk out today?
Absolutely. So National Wear Red Day is really kicking off Heart Month. So all of February is Heart Month. National Wear Red Day is really to just put a highlight and a spotlight on women's health specifically. So women's heart health, knowing your numbers, taking the opportunity that if you don't know what your blood pressure is, go get it checked, what your cholesterol is, and really just raising awareness around women's heart health in every stage of life. So whether you're in menopause, whether you're a new mom or hoping to be a new mom, we want to ensure that you have the education.
Right, and heart disease is something that can impact a range of women from children all the way up to actual adolescents to adults. And so what is a statistic that you can share with me that really puts it all into the framing? Because the most deaths worldwide is crazy to hear.
It is. So unfortunately, there are around 350,000 out of hospital cardiac arrests that happen every year. Of those, only 10% will survive.
Wow.
So if you're looking at a 10% survival rate, you're looking at the rest of that 90%, those individuals lost their fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm very grateful and very fortunate that we have Maddie here with us today. She is a survivor, and she is one of those 10%.
Wow.
And unfortunately for women, because we are women, unfortunately there are people that are afraid to perform CPR on women. Women are less likely to receive CPR. They don't want to, you know, they're afraid to be touched from a sexual harassment. And there are laws in place to help protect those individuals and our bystanders. Our main concern is we want to start CPR right away. And then call for an AED.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Maddie, on
you.
being a survivor. That is
Thank
wonderful. And for being a nominee for this Woman of Impact Award. And I want to hear your story. Can you first share what this award is that you all nominated her for?
Absolutely. So our Woman of Impact is a national campaign, which means women all across the U.S. are going to be kicking off their campaign on National Wear Red Day, which is today. So this starts the first day of her campaign. And the background behind this is to create a group of women to inspire, educate, and motivate to be there for each other, raising those critical funds that will help, you know, fund research and technology and the advancements in the cardiac world so that we can save more individuals in the future.
Yes, that's so great. And so, Maddie, can you share with me your story? I mean, you are a living testimony to how this disease can impact an individual and that journey to becoming a survivor.
Yes, and first I want to start off with saying that heart disease does not discriminate against age, gender, race, any of those things, fitness level. And I think that's the biggest stigma that people have, is you have a picture of what you think it looks like, and it doesn't. It doesn't look like any of those things. So this is not to scare anyone, really. My goal is just to educate people and teach like preventative methods before it gets to a cardiac arrest or heart disease.
Yeah, and so what type of you had heart disease. So how were you, when did you learn that you were diagnosed with it? How did you feel in that moment?
So it all came suddenly. It was May 27th of last year. I was at work and I'm a healthcare provider. So I was in the facility that I work at on the weekends. I just generally felt unwell, had heartburn. And the heartburn kind of radiated through my neck, and I just thought that's all it was heartburn. And apparently I'd collapsed, and that's where the CPR started immediately, came into effect. So I truly believe that I survived because of the CPR that was performed. And because I was in a healthcare facility, people knew how to do it. So that increased my chance. So, you know, and then I was taken to the hospital. I was in ICU for, I believe, a week. I don't recall all the events that are around it. But I do have to say that when I first realized what had happened, when I was first going home, I was angry. I was very, very angry because I put myself with, well, I take care of myself, I eat healthy, you know, I exercise. Why did this happen to me? How? I kind of was in disbelief. But because I was surrounded by family, wonderful providers, friends that have been supportive of me, I've been able to make it through this journey. And so with doing this with the Impact, or I'm sorry, the Woman of Impact nominee, I hope to provide a team that can be supportive to other women in the situation, so you don't feel the doom, you know, of a diagnosis like this, because it doesn't go away. I mean, I will have this, and I will have to take medication and take the preventative methods, but I just want to be, hopefully, a support team for other women that need it.
And so did they figure out that what you had experienced was actually a heart attack?
Correct.
Is that what it was?
So I had an occlusion in my LAD, the area of my heart, and they were able to go in and stent that area open to improve and the blood flow into that area of the heart. So yes, I definitely had occlusion, and for me, it was a genetic thing. This is what, you know, I've been told and what is believed. But again, it just doesn't. It doesn't
stop
fit.
there.
No, yeah.
And so what is treatment like? Would you mind sharing just like that journey from finding out your diagnosis to actually getting to the point of being healed?
Okay.
in that way?
Yeah, so when I went home, I had to wear what's called a life vest for 3 months, which I was really annoyed by the way. I was like, I am not going to wear this.
What is a life vest, by the way?
So it, because of the cardiac arrest, heart attack, I had damaged heart failure. So my heart function when I left the hospital was about 20 to 30% of how it was pumping. And then now, where I'm at now, I'm about 50 to 60%, which is a huge improvement, recovery. But this life vest was put on to me so that way it provides a shock if I were to go into an irregular rhythm. So it would save my life. It would shock me back into the correct rhythm. So I had to wear that until my heart function improved, in which it did. So I got to take it off. But at that point, it became a little security blanket. I was I hated it so much, but then it provided that relief for me to know that it would save me if needed.
Yeah. So did you have to have surgery, or was it just more topical procedures or medications that kind of got you back?
Correct. It was the medication. So after the original stent to open up the occluded area of my heart, I went home with quite a hefty load of medication, which I was angry about too. But I do take those religiously. I'm not a non-compliant patient, so I do take those, and I believe that like through the medication in the area of my heart that was opened, and definitely the support and prayer. It got me to where I'm at. So I'll have to continue with, the no smoking, the dietary measures, the medication, exercise. I did have to have cardiac rehab, which is basically like physical therapy to improve my endurance and heart. So
what's so interesting about your testimony is that you're a nurse practitioner. And so you work in the medical field and you're aware of symptoms or signs, but they kind of just hit you out of nowhere. Do you feel that there were things that could have been recognized, or maybe, but maybe not?
Yes, and that's the biggest, I kind of want to kick myself because, again, it was the denial. So about a month before it happened, I was having that heartburn in my chest that went up, and it was like squeezing in my neck. And I just felt tired, but then again, we all feel tired, and then as a woman, I feel like we push through and we just add it to the list of things that could be wrong, and we get up and go to work and do our jobs. So I just continued day to day as if nothing was wrong, and then I thought the same thing, like the stigma, well, I go to the gym, I'm healthy, I eat healthy, this couldn't be my heart. So I think maybe in looking back, I did know, but just didn't believe it. So I just think that when you feel anything that's different or unusual for your body, it truly needs to be addressed, because symptoms arrive differently for everyone. It's not the classic chest pain, dizziness, the diaphoretic sweating. It's not those classic things. I didn't have that. I was tired and had heartburn.
And I would say don't kick yourself because you couldn't have known. I mean, that's normal. I get heartburn often. You don't know if you eat something or you just digested something incorrectly, and that's just such a normal daily feeling. But I feel that we all go through our own journeys for a reason, and part of the word survivor to me means that you can now be a testament to bring awareness. And it's like you couldn't be in the position to make other people aware and make them check their habits and make them say, you know what, maybe I should get this checked out if you were not put through that. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Because it really, I think that it matters so much. It matters so much, and it's very brave because health journey is very personal.
It is.
So thank you for that. And so, Shauna, tell me about just really what you all hope to accomplish through this campaign, and what does it look like? And is this the first annual of this award?
For the Women of Impact?
Yes.
Since I have been director, yes, this is our first Women of Impact that we've had. Our goal is really just to raise and reach as many people as we can. I am one person and I can't do it alone. I need an army of women behind me that can help advocate, share their story and their testament, and really just look out for each other. We're all there. Like you said, we so often put our symptoms, on the back burner, and I really just want to encourage women to take a hold of their health and really be in tune with their bodies. So really that awareness, and increasing the bystander CPR. It is critical. If we have the opportunity to save somebody's life, I want our community to be heart safe and ready.
Right.
Not waiting for an ambulance to arrive, and kind of ending that stigma of I have to have a CPR certification in order to perform CPR.
Right. So that's like the thing, like as we're thinking about ways that we can just be prepared just as a civilian,
Absolutely.
How can we go about learning more about the CPR practice?
Absolutely.
I mean, I know when we do the Go Red for Women, you all have a really great beat, the staying alive, to kind of say what the pressure and the tempo should be.
Yes.
But how can people just learn from home CPR?
Absolutely. So we actually have a great video online that you can find at heart.org, or you can contact me and I'm happy to send that video to you. But it really shining a light on hands-only CPR. Obviously, it's wonderful that we have individuals that are CPR certified and they're card certified, but in a realistic world, not everybody is going to be CPR certified. So
Right.
what can we do in the meantime? So by performing hands-only CPR, you're only delivering chest compressions, and you're going to aim for that 100 to 120 beats a minute. So that's staying alive. Any of those fun songs, we have a full list on Spotify that you can listen to that are all keeping on to the rhythm. And pushing hard and fast in the center of the chest.
Yeah.
So as long as you're
Hand up.
as long as you're delivering those compressions, that is what is keeping the blood moving through the body. So by increasing our bystander awareness around hands-only CPR, we can either double and sometimes even triple the chances of survival.
Wow, that is incredible. And that hand close and then that compression. And then lastly, what are some tangible tips that you can give that women can walk away with kind of thinking about their own health today, and maybe ways that they can just be more vigilant on, is this a sign, is this a symptom?
So obviously staying in contact with your doctor. So if you have a primary care doctor, following up at least once a year, making sure that proper labs are drawn, you know what your cholesterol levels are, getting your blood pressure checked, making sure that it's in an appropriate range. And then just, again, staying in tune with your body. If something just feels off and not right, urging them to go seek care. And if you don't have a primary care doctor, you know, there are resources available. You can reach out to myself. We have a community impact director that can help you, whether that is through Matthew 25 or Neighborhood Health Clinic. We want to ensure that everybody in our community is receiving the same amount of care.
Yeah, awesome.
And sometimes you have to be your own advocate.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing. You know, you have to have, you be your own advocate and you get someone to listen. If you know something is wrong, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to get checked out.
Absolutely.
Even if you're wrong, you know, you'd rather not risk it.
And tonight we are actually meeting at the Martin Luther King Bridge and Lincoln Tower. They will be both lighting up red in honor of National Wear Red Day today. So I will be there from 5:30 and then 6 o'clock at the Lincoln Tower taking pictures of any companies or individuals that are coming out rocking their red. We want to see the community pull together. These will be shared on our social media. So would love to have a good community effort put in.
Come out. So throw on your red. You say 5:30 at the MLK Bridge, and then 6 o'clock at the Lincoln Tower.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Shauna, Maddie, thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you. And if you would like more information about the American Heart Association, we'll have their website listed below. And save the date for May 15th for the amazing Go Red for Women event. I will be emceeing it along with WANE 15's Alyssa Ivinson, and we would love to see you there. And I'll see you after the break.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Karen Purcell. This is Jacob Palmer, and we're back from bestreviews.com. Be sure to scan that QR code and get ready to scan, shop, and save. Today we're talking Valentine's Day gifting. We have something for everyone, all price ranges and ages. Let's start with Kendra Scott. This is a go-to jewelry brand for me just because they have great pieces and really good prices.
Yeah, and I know personally that my wife would love this because there's so many different options you can have with them to customize it and make it that much more special. And at the end of the day, Valentine's Day is such a jewelry holiday,
Yeah.
but if you can save money and make it a special gift, that's going to be a huge win for you.
Yeah, and if you check that QR code, you're going to find some great styles. Okay, we're going into the experience, which is a massage, something that me and my husband absolutely love.
And who doesn't love that day where you can go get pampered? And this comes to us from Hand and Stone, and they've got some really cool options for us. So if you shop now, you can get $30 off a single service gift card or $60 off a gift card for a Serenity package. And the offer is valid in store and online. And this offer is now valid from now until February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, now we're going into tech, and this is one of my favorite brands. This is by Ember. This is going to keep your coffee hot.
And this is a great recommendation no matter when you're buying a gift for somebody, especially if they work from home or even an office. But it's great because it's cool tech that people have absolutely loved since they came out with their first model years ago.
Yep.
At Best Reviews, we've kept it in the Best Reviews testing lab, and time again, it comes back as a super popular option.
Yeah, and any, hot beverage, you can control it with your smartphone, and it looks really great on a desk too. Okay, the final thing is really for your home. This is sort of a build your own terrarium, which I think it's really cool. It's like an art project.
And it's so neat because you can add whatever succulents you want in there. It's super simple to use, super simple to set up, but it looks great. You can place it in your living room, you can place it in your home office, basically anywhere, and it'll add that nice experience that you really want. And I absolutely love succulents myself, so this is something I'm really excited about. Again, I'm hoping that we can add it to my living room once my wife gets her hands on it.
And a great thing for kids to do, and the plants usually don't die, so that's really great. Let's take a look at all 4 products again. Be sure to scan that QR code. There's some great deals, and get ready to scan, shop, and save, and happy Valentine's Day.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can always catch up on shows and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It is so important for us to stay vigilant about our health. So look for signs and symptoms of cardiovascular disease and get checked, because prevention is better than a cure. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.